In addition to physically moving objects, you of course have the attributes manager over here, which allows you to control various settings related to that object. So a sphere, for example, has a radius control, right? Or maybe if we get an n-side spline, well, this is a completely different type of object which has its own unique type of attributes. And this is true of any object that you can grab and put into your project in Cinema 4D. It's going to have its own attributes, and sometimes there'll be several tabs depending on the complexity or use of that object. Another way objects can be manipulated is using tags. And the way to access this is to right-click the object, and the top part of this menu is going to have several submenus, and each submenu has different types of tags that we can apply to any of the objects. Let's just go through a couple of examples. The vibrate tag, for example, this is found under animation tags. So if I bring this in, you will see that the vibrate tag has its own attributes, and that we want to make some changes here. If I hit play just so we can see the changes live, I will start by going to the position, and you can see that it's vibrating our object using a range of position values, and so far we just have this in the X direction. We have X, Y, and Z. So let's go to all directions and set that to 100. We can change the frequency down to 1. It's going to slow down the overall effect. We can vibrate the scale of the object or the rotation. You know, I might go for something like 90, 90, and 90, and it's going to be jumping all over the place. But I just want to show you that it's the tag that is causing this object to move around as it is. Now, that's just one example of what tags can do, or rather, it's one example of a type of tag. There are several other tags which are used for different things. One of them, which you may use a lot, is, let's say, compositing. If I enable this, and let's get a plane, I'm going to move the cube itself. Let's do growth shading with lines so we can see the edges. And I'm going to enlarge this. Let's insert a light and just place it above here. I'm going to enable shadow maps soft on this. Then let's get a sphere and place it next to our cube, and I can select both of these and center them like this. Okay. What's the point of all of this? Well, on the cube, because we have this compositing tag, there's certain things we can do to differentiate it from the sphere. So I can untick cast shadows. This is in the tag tab of that compositing tag. And now if I re-render, you see that only our sphere is casting shadows. So I am applying object level control to the various objects in my scene using this compositing tag. And there's several options in here besides just shadows. We can untick scene by camera, for example, and that object is no longer going to appear when we render. Where this might be useful in a creative sense, let's say you have a sky object that you want to cast reflections on your objects. Well, you can use it for that, but you don't want to see that object in the render. You only want to have its reflections be seen on your objects. Well, you would apply that sky, and then you would put this tag on it and turn off scene by camera, and then you would achieve your effect. But really, we're just scratching the surface of what you can do with tags. Throughout the lessons, when we work on real project examples or creative examples, we are going to see many more tags being used, and sort of looking at it at a more specific manner rather than generally just going through them one by one.